Alright guys, this is going to be a new type of video. I am going to be doing my 2024 official March Madness NCAA Tournament 2024 bracket. I've never done this on the channel. Should be fun, but here we go. Going to be going through the whole thing. Who I think is going to win the NCAA tournament. It's March Madness time. Let's go. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fight NFL. Of course, please like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this special video, which of course is my 2024 March Madness predictions. Of course, the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Of course, we're doing it through ESPN's Men's Tournament Challenge. It, of course, is the biggest and best. The bracket can actually win like some money if you actually get a perfect bracket. Trust me, I won't, but I'll do my best and I'll give you my opinions on all these things. I mean, obviously, I know a lot more about football than I do about college basketball, but I will say I'm pretty in tune with everything. Not like I could name a player in every single one of these teams, but I'm pretty good. And, of course, speaking of that, college basketball, we're doing more college prospect, NFL college prospect rankings. Of course, the offensive lineman one is coming up next. I'll do it on Thursday or Friday. You'll see when that comes out. 15 guys we're doing for that, so just be ready for that. But either way, let's get right into this March Madness bracket. Of course, it starts tomorrow with the first four. I will tell you who will win it, even though it doesn't really let you pick that. I mean, maybe it does. I don't think it does, though. Whatever, though. Of course, the first thing we'll go start with the East, and of course, the number one overall seed, my UConn Huskies. And yes, of course, they're playing the 16 seed Stetson. I don't really know where they're from. I think they won the Atlantic Sun tournament, which was like a week or so ago. It's been a while. No, it was like 2 weeks ago when it happened. So they've had a pretty good, decent time off. Obviously, they have a guy who can like score 20 points. He's a pretty good scorer. They actually score a lot of points. I think they have like 3 other guys that score over 9, something like that. But their defense is by far the worst in the tournament. Like that's why they're a 16 seed. To be honest, they'd be a lot better if they had a decent defense. But unless UConn builds a house out of bricks. They will, I guarantee you guys, they could probably put up 100. So, yeah, I'm going to pick UConn in this game. And trust me, it won't take that long for all these picks. All right, FAU and Northwestern. Of course, the FAU, Owls, of course, got to the Final Four last year, and they fell, of course, in the buzzer beater to, another team, San Diego State. Northwestern, on the other hand, I mean, they beat Purdue earlier in the season. I think they're a pretty good defensive team. They don't score too many points. I think it's Boo Buie. He is like a freaking study. I think he had 19 points, 5 assists per game. He's pretty good, but I'm taking FAU with that pedigree. Yeah, Northwestern's probably a better pick in this one. They're built for the tournament, but I do feel FAU. I'm feeling FAU in this one, to be honest. And they didn't play in the tournament last year, but a Final Four matchup right there from last year. Not last year, but 2 teams that were in the Final Four. All right, next pick, San Diego State or UAB. UAB, of course, the winners, surprising winners of the American Athletic Conference, which, of course, has went to crap, losing all their good teams. But obviously, them being a 12 seed makes a lot of sense. I do not see them being San Diego State. I mean, they could definitely do it, but San Diego State, of course, they also went to the Final Four. Give me them, and that one is a 5 seed. Yeah, dangerous 5v12. It's a little bit overrated, to be honest. Auburn or Yale. I mean, Yale's an Ivy League team. They're gonna be a very conservative team. Auburn feasts on that. They're gonna completely murder Yale. I mean, I don't think this game's gonna be close. Maybe an Ivy League school does what Princeton did last year, but Yale does not play even close to the same pace that Princeton played last year. Of course, that 2v15 upset, of course, versus Arizona. And speaking of that, Auburn plays a lot more, with a lot different type of basketball than Arizona did last year. All right, BYU or Duquesne. Of course, Duquesne out of the, Atlantic 10, which is also a decent conference. BYU, of course, is a 6 seed. They're a very sharp-shooting team. They take a lot of threes, and I think their threes will fall in this game to beat Duquesne. I think it'll be a decent game, but, yeah, give me BYU in that one. Illinois, Morehead State. Illinois is red hot right now. Morehead State will have to bring their A game to even have a shot. I mean, maybe they can keep it within 10, but I give me Illinois. In that one, it could definitely be a better game than people would think it would be, but unless Illinois leaves a complete break or Terrence Shannon Jr. tears his ACL before the game, please don't have that happen. I see Illinois advancing to the round of 32. All right, Washington State or Drake. Very interesting matchup, very intriguing matchup. My guess is this game will be a complete doozy. Of course, I think it's on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. This game will be on Thursday. I think it might be the nightcap. But Washington State, of course, no one thought they were going to be this good. And many people thought they weren't going to make the tournament. I think they were like 10th predicted out of the 12 teams in the Pac-12. Of course, the last season of the Pac-12. But they were the 2 seed in that finished second in that in their conference. Obviously, they've got some decent. They have a really solid point guard. And they have a good power forward who can really drive and put the ball in at a pretty efficient rate. Drake, on the other hand, I mean, they're just super tough. They have a couple guys that are can like just straight out ball. But I do think Washington State will take this one in a close game. Let's slow the pace down. Drake will not be able to play, what is it called? Disciplined defense, and Washington State will get to the free throw line, which indeed wins them this game. All right, South Dakota State is definitely an interesting option here in this game against Iowa State because, again, Iowa State had their best game of the year. If you don't remember, well, it was actually 2 days ago. No, yeah, against the #1 overall team in the country before. Obviously, we got into the tournament, of course, that being Houston, but they were able to win that one by 28 and barely gave up 40 points. They were that good defensively in that win. Offensively, don't get mistaken, they're not going to confuse you with anybody, but I do think Iowa State will be able to knock off South Dakota State. Don't dog on them too much. Yes, they have had some bad losses this year, but then again, yeah, on the road. They are on the East, so, I mean, that's not the greatest for them. But again, South Dakota State, I could see this as an upset. This is one of the only games I definitely can see it as an upset, but will it happen? I would be surprised. I'm not going to say, again, I could see it happen, but I'm still going to pick Iowa State, at least in this game. So, again, we have a lot of favorites here. I mean, I did pick all the winners, or at least for this round, which, that's just not going to work. So, let's just do Northwestern, because I don't see it where it's actually going to happen where all the teams in one side of the bracket's going to actually advance, like all the upper seeds. I could see, I don't know, yeah, that doesn't happen very often, so I'm just going to pick Northwestern again, sorry FAU, but like, I don't know, I just don't see that happening, so I'll get all the higher seeds advancing, at least out of the East. I mean, it could definitely happen. This is the best region in the whole country, out of the 4 in the tournament, but again, I just have to pick at least one upset, so let me do it there. I just don't see that happening. Alright, now going to the West, of course, this is the worst in terms of, again, the #1 seed. Howard or Wagner, if they're able to beat North Carolina, I'll owe at least somebody a lot of money, but yeah, North Carolina, I think, is going to win that one. I mean, it's pretty simple. Again, yeah, they didn't play super well in the ACC Championship, of course, against NC State, but Howard and Wagner are not, neither of those teams are very good. And speaking of that, I will pick Wagner to win that game against Howard. Howard, again, they're a decent team, but Wagner has a much better, what is called, depth, and I think that will help them win that game. But again, North Carolina, I do think, will be going to the round of 32. Mississippi State, Michigan State, I mean, I'm always going to pick Michigan State in this game, guys. Again, Mississippi State does have, honestly, probably a better body of work and going into the tournament, but that really doesn't matter now. So, yeah, give me Michigan State and Tom Izzo. Again, they had a bad start of the year, and again, really haven't really totally recovered, but, guys, it's Tom Izzo. They were 4th in the country to start the year for a reason. Even they've struggled since then. St. Mary's or Grand Canyon. I really want to pick Grand Canyon. I don't think that's going to be the smart move, but I'm not going to fall for it. Give me St. Mary's. St. Mary's is just a better defensive team, and obviously Grand Canyon does rely a lot on the interior scoring, and St. Mary's just does not give that up. They don't allow you to drive. Unless Grand Canyon shoots the lights out from 3, which they haven't all year, I'd be surprised if they're able to win this one. But again, if they do that, they could probably win this one. All right, Alabama, Charleston. Charleston will make it hard on Alabama to, again, they could keep pace with them, but again, considering how good Alabama's offense is, I think they're actually probably the 3rd or 4th best in the country. Again, highest ceiling for sure. Give me them in that one. Again, I think they are overseeded, but you'll see why in a minute. But again, I think Alabama will win this first round. Clemson or North Carolina, New Mexico. Give me New Mexico all day. Again, I get Clemson is obviously a higher seed, but I really don't know what the whole thing about Clemson is. Yeah, they are a solid team. They haven't really gotten blown out all year. They did win at North Carolina, but guys, let's be honest. Like, what makes you like, oh yeah, Clemson's like good? Jesus, I don't see the whole thing with Clemson. Baylor, again, 14 victory seed. This is a very rare upset. Give me Baylor in that one. I don't like Baylor. I don't think they're very good really at all. But then again, they are a pretty solid team. They've had a decent schedule, and they've been able to go through it. But give me Baylor in that one. Dayton, Nevada. I mean, really, the only reason Dayton's a 7 seed is because during COVID, when they had their best season by far ever, they basically were the best team in the country back in 2019. They kind of got screwed out because, again, they couldn't play in the tournament because of COVID. But Dayton, obviously, they kind of like, NCAA kind of out of pity, gave them a 7 seed. They're not that good. Give me Nevada in this game. I don't like Nevada too much, but I will say they are a solid team. Arizona, Long Beach State. Trust me, I really want to take Long Beach State. And trust me, I don't like Arizona at all. I think they're actually... I don't know. It was 1 year, but I got that Princeton pick right. I'm not going to say it's going to happen again because that would just be so bananas. Give me Arizona in that one, to be honest. Again, I picked what is called Princeton to win in my bracket last year. And speaking of that, sheets of integrity, guys. Only one bracket. I mean, if you have more than one bracket, it's like, what the hell? Like, you're cheating, basically. So, yeah, you gotta have some integrity, guys. But I will pick Arizona to beat Long Beach State. Again, I want to pick Long Beach State, guys, because, again, I got that pick right last year with Princeton. But that would be a little bananas for me to do it again. I don't have the balls to do that. No pun intended. But that's what I got there. Again, I want to pick Long Beach State so freaking bad. But I will pick Arizona in that game. All right. Houston or Longwood. If you don't pick Houston, I mean, there's something wrong. Again, Longwood did beat High Point, but what conference? What was it, Big South or something? Or Big West? I don't know, not the Big West. Whatever, they won some conference. Longwood is a decent team. They will hustle really hard. I think Houston will be in for a pretty good first half, but I mean, guys, unless Houston's defense falls apart, again, their offense is pretty atrocious. I mean, maybe there's an upset there, but again, it's Houston. Like, Houston's a very solid program. Nebraska, A&M, kind of toss-up. Give me Nebraska in that game, though. I like their offense a lot more. JMU or Wisconsin. I mean, I picked Wisconsin back in 2018 to win the tournament. That did not go well. They lost. Give me James Madison in this one. Of course, tied for the most wins in the country at 31. Duke or Vermont. Give me Duke. I mean, Vermont is a decent team, but guys, we're talking about Duke and Vermont here, guys. It's like just completely opposite end of the spectrum in terms of what you think about college basketball teams. Texas Tech, again, solid defensive team. They will put up some points as well, so pretty well-rounded. But I think NC State, just, again, the way they're playing, how hot they are, just how inspired they're playing, considering how they've been able to, again, win 5 games in 5 days. Give me NC State in this game. I think it'll be a close one for sure, but I definitely think NC State will come on top. Kentucky or Oakland, of course, Kentucky riding Reed Shepherd, who is a 50% three-point shooter. I don't know for sure if that's what he is right now, but he's the best shooter in the country, and I think that will ride them to a victory. Maybe Oakland does make it a little closer than you think it would be, but give me them in that one. All right, Boise State, Colorado on the first 4. Give me Colorado on that one. Boise State could shock a little people in that game, but Colorado is definitely the better team, and I will take Colorado actually to win that game over Florida. I think it'll be a good game. Again, Florida's a pretty tough team to play, but when they're not shooting, it's not like they're going to defend super well. Again, it's kind of like off and on there. But if they do get hot, I do expect Florida to win that game. But I don't think they will, so I'll give that to Colorado. Marquette or Western Kentucky. This is also a game you could expect to have an upset in for sure. Of course, Marquette did play fairly well in that, what is called, the biggest tournament to keep their standing what is called spot on that 2 line. But then again, we don't really know how healthy Tyler Kolk will be. Of course, the guy who will determine how far they will go in the tournament. But I will still pick Marquette to win this game. Again, I was wrong last year when I had them going farther than this, but they were indeed able to be a 15 seed. So maybe Western Kentucky does something. They're a pretty inspired basketball team. I would not be surprised if they do win this game. Similar to where's this game, but then again, you got to pick Marquette, guys. All right, Purdue or Montana State. Grambling's horrible. They're in the worst conference in college basketball. Give me Purdue. Again, I get the fact they lost to Fairleigh Dickinson last year. It's not the same situation, guys. Purdue has to win that one, too. TCU, Utah State. I've never liked Utah State really at all. I mean, again, offensively, they've had some pretty good games, but give me TCU in that one. I like their pace, and again, they're a little more battle-tested. Gonzaga, McNeese State. I mean, this has a freaking upset written all over it. Of course, I'm taking McNeese. This team is so good, guys. They're nasty. Like, you don't realize, like, this team is dominant. Like, again, they're probably not going to be dominant against Gonzaga, but again, how what is called vulnerable Gonzaga has been this year, one of the only years you can really say that. I think McNeese is going to come in there, and they're going to own the place, and they're going to freaking go to the with that upset. Kansas or Stanford, I struggle with this one, but not as much as some of these other ones, and it's simply because, again, Kansas, they don't lose these type of games. So I will pick Kansas, but I do think it'll be a good game. Another upset on the line here, give me Oregon. Again, they're a hot team. Many people want to pick them. I'm going to ride I'm going to drink the Kool-Aid with them as well. The only difference is, I don't think their ceiling is much past this. Akron or Creighton, again, people think Akron could win this one, probably, but here's the difference. If Creighton shoots, they're not going to have a chance, and I think they will. All right, Virginia or Colorado State, give me Virginia in that one. Colorado State, I don't know how they're in the tournament. I guess they are. But Texas, yeah, you just give me them. Again, Texas could be a little annoyed by that pace of Virginia, but outside of that, I mean, I really don't see why Texas can't win this one. If they have trouble putting up 50 against Virginia, again, that's not too easy because, again, it's hard to get possessions against them. But then again, Virginia can't score, so again, I hope they win that one. All right, Tennessee St. Peter's. Give me St. Peter's. Again, that's probably one of the craziest picks I've ever made. Maybe even crazier than the Princeton, Arizona pick last year. But St. Peter's made it to the final. Elite 8 for a reason, guys. A couple years ago, again, that was a super big Cinderella run. Keep it going, St. Peter's. You're going in the what is called round of 32. I don't even know what I call it. This is probably the worst round. But our next round, UConn or Northwestern. Give me UConn. Northwestern will put up a couple points here, but I don't think it's going to really be too much of a contest. Auburn, San Diego State. San Diego State's back-to-back Final Four or championship hopes are gone. Give me Auburn in that one. Again, Auburn's just a better team. Again, they beat better teams. BYU, Illinois. This is a tough one for me. Illinois is the better team. I can't deny that. But BYU, if they shoot, Illinois is going to have some trouble. Give me Illinois, though. I think they'll be able to win this one. I don't know how much longer they'll hold this, but I do think they'll win that one. All right, Washington State or Iowa State. Give me Washington State in this game. It's simply because I don't think Iowa State will have an offensive game plan against Washington State. Considering, again, Washington State's pace is pretty slow, but also the fact that, again, they actually finished the year pretty well in terms of efficiency. And, again, if they can continue that, I think they'll be able to beat Iowa State. It will be a tough game for both these teams, obviously. Iowa State, of course, the better defense, but I do think Washington State will bring their A game and pull off a pretty big upset in the round of 32. All right, North Carolina, Michigan State. Time is so special, guys. Give me them beating North Carolina. There you go. All right, next one. St. Mary's or Alabama. Alabama, this is tough. Because, I mean, if I pick Grand Canyon, I do think they could be, I don't know. Alabama's just not a team I really believe in really at all. But give me St. Mary's in that one, honestly. Again, St. Mary's, they're a good defensive team. They're all white guys. Because, again, that's kind of what they do there. But after that, I mean, I'm not confident in this one. Just like, again, if you look at the UConn, New Mexico, Arkansas, and I think it was Alabama bracket, back in 2021, when, of course, UConn lost to that Teddy Allen guy. Again, the only reason I know this is because, again, I'm a UConn fan. The teams that were in that, like, 4 sector for a region going to the Sweet 16, I don't think any of those teams were really that fantastic. Same thing here, but I don't really care, to be honest, if I get these picks wrong. Because, again, it is 3 games here, but, again, this is probably the one part of the bracket I'm like, yeah, I don't really see these teams doing much. All right, Baylor, New Mexico, give me the Lobos. Their offense is hot. They won the Mountain West, and yeah, I think they're going to win this game against Baylor. Baylor is not a very strong 3 seed. They're a good team, but they're not very strong. They're a 3 seed. Arizona, Nevada. Give me Arizona. I think it will be a close game. I think Nevada will put up a very good fight, but I think Arizona is going to snatch that one, probably with a KO Love through free throw at the end of the game. All right, keep going. Houston or Nebraska. Give me Houston. Probably going to be a decent game, but I don't think Nebraska is going to really have that good of a shooting night, especially against the best defensive efficiency team in Houston. Duke or James Madison. Duke's, crap. This is a tough one. Give me Duke. I do think Duke will win that one. I think it'll be a good game, but again, Duke, they get up. Jesus. They do get upset, but that would be an uncharacteristic upset for them. Meanwhile, for Kentucky, yeah, I think NC State's winning that game. Again, it's going to either NC State's going to win on a buzzer beater or Kentucky's going to blow them out. Give me NC State on the buzzer beater. All right, Colorado or Marquette. Give me Marquette there. I do think that they will be advancing to the Sweet 16. I think Tyler Kolk will be ready to go. And I think they match up very well versus Colorado, who, of course, is a decent team. Now we go to the round of 32 for our last bracket. Of course, that being the Midwest. Purdue, I think, will win that one, but I think it will be a not-so-close game, but I don't think TCU is going to get blown out or anything. I think it'll be a pretty good one, but I think Purdue, again, with the better offense, will help them towards a win there. All right, McNeese or Kansas. How do I not pick the McNeese, guys? McNeese is my favorite team in this tournament. Give me them going to the Sweet 16. Again, Kansas, they're just kind of cooked right now. We'll see what happens, but again, they just haven't really looked the same, really, since they beat, I don't know, UConn, something like that. Oh, Jesus. All right, Creighton or Oregon. Give me Creighton. Oregon can absolutely win this game for sure. But again, I still think Creighton's going to be shooting well. And also, again, with that big 3 they do have, if you can't stop even one of them, they're all going to hurt you. And when that happens, it's very hard to beat that team. Texas or St. Peter's. Give me St. Peter's. Yes, I do think St. Peter's will be going to the Sweet 16 for a second time in the last 3 years. Do I think they're going to go much farther? Well, you have to wait and see for that. All right, and now in the Sweet 16, UConn or Auburn. Again, Auburn and UConn have played some very good games in the past. Obviously, they played back in 2021. That was, what was a 3 overtime or 2 overtime game? It was, I think it was 2 overtimes. It wasn't even overtime. Oh, this game was crazy. Yeah, yeah, I remember that game was crazy. But now I think UConn's going to win it. I think it'll be a good game. But, yeah, UConn, again, probably have to put up a lot of points, guys. Again, Cam Spencer, Alex Carberry can't get off to a slow start. But give me UConn going to the Elite 8 for the second straight year, obviously. Illinois or Washington State. I really don't know how this game would be, like, going to Washington State. Because they just don't have the defense to stop Illinois. And Illinois' defense is also probably better than Washington State's. Maybe they pull off that upset, but I can't really go that far. You got to be a diehard Washington State fan for me to actually think you'll win this game. Give me Illinois. Again, I am betting a little bit on Illinois to win 3 games in the tournament, but they are a solid team, and I think that is fair there. All right, going down into the West, basically semifinals. Michigan State, again, they're a better team than St. Mary's. Again, when they're hot, I think they will get hot in this game. Give me them going to the Elite 8. New Mexico, Arizona, huge upset. Give me New Mexico going to the, what is it called? I do think New Mexico will be going to the Elite 8. I am drinking their Kool-Aid. All right, keep going up. Houston or Duke? Yeah, probably pretty boring matchup. Give me Houston over Duke. I think it'll be a good game. But again, Houston just has the better defense. Let's be honest there. Again, yeah, and also I don't think Duke is going to be that consistent, at least because they are a younger team, to do something like that. But yeah, sorry anybody who likes Duke. NC State, Marquette. Give me NC State. Keep the Cinderella run alive. They've already done it once. Why can't they do it again? We'll see. Well, you'll see why in a second. All right, now going to the Midwest. Purdue or McNeese. Purdue's going to just kind of complete nightmares. They're going to lose to McNeese. Yeah, I have McNeese going that far. Creighton or St. Peter's. I'm not that, guys, I'm not on that type of stuff to actually pick St. Peter's going in the Elite Eight again. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen again. But yeah, I think Creighton will continue and ride their good run to get there. Yeah, I have some pretty wacky seeds. And now for my Final Four. Yeah, give me UConn over Illinois. This will probably be UConn's toughest game of the tournament, at least up to this point for sure. But if they're able to drive the ball inside and play very connected defense, I don't see a world where Illinois is able to exploit that. Meanwhile, for the what is called West Final, Michigan State or New Mexico. You can really go either way with this one. I think New Mexico's going on the freaking Final Four. I know how crazy that does sound, but yeah, give me New Mexico in the Final Four. Again, the Lobos, when they're hot, they're a really good team. They're dangerous. Houston or NC State? Yeah, I think this is where NC State runs out of gas. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of Houston, but they are one of the 4 best teams in the country. Again, they are upset material for sure. Any one of these ones, again, Duke could definitely win this game. But I do think Houston will be going to the Final Four. They weren't able to do last year. Go there this year. You're not in Houston. Of course, you weren't in Houston last year. You're in Glendale now. All right, McNeese or Creighton for the Final Four. Give me McNeese. I have an 11 seed and a 12 seed in the Final Four. If you didn't know. Yeah. All right, now for our Final Four. Who do I think is going to be going? All right, give me UConn over New Mexico State. New Mexico, again, they just don't have the guys or the firepower to, I think, beat UConn. They might be able in the future, but give me UConn going to the national championship. Now, Houston and McNeese, again, I have a feeling this is going to happen. But give me Houston. Yeah, again, McNeese, again, huge Cinderella run, but I think this is where it stops. Again, their offense kind of gets slowed a little bit, and yeah, Houston shoots really well. And now for the national championship that I really want. I've wanted it ever since UConn lost the number one overall, what is called, ranking in the country. Give me UConn over Houston for revenge, and I do have UConn winning the national championship. Again, I'm going to be biased, guys, but again, they are the favorites too, so you can't really call me that either. But I'll be honest, I am a little biased. Enter me into these two things too. Let's go. Oh, I can't do that. All right. But yeah, okay, $5,000 gift card. That's cool. But yeah, UConn, I'm gonna win the national championship, guys. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, but there's my bracket. I have some pretty big upsets, some pretty ballsy ones, like St. Peter's going to the freaking Sweet 16. But there's my bracket. It's pretty biased. It's my predictions. And how many points? I think this is actually a low-scoring game, but UConn is probably gonna at least score 60. So let's say 124 points in this game. But yep, UConn over Houston is my national championship. Some huge upsets. Again, you can rewatch this if you want to make some of these picks as well. But that's all I got for my 2024 NFL March Madness predictions. I will submit the bracket right here. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. See you on Thursday or Friday for my offensive lineman NFL draft rankings. But until then, hope you guys enjoy your night. Make your own bracket and see you later.
For just the second time ever, a 16 beats a 1.